Let's talk about Google's SGE today and the implications for local websites and local businesses. Of course, SGE is still experimental, but I like doing the same searches over and over to see how it's being updated and what's changing as they move forward. And I can't help it. I'm just curious. So let's take a look. I did a search for Tree Services Austin, and this is what pulled up for the maps section. So we have Happy Tree Service of Austin. And it's interesting because they have them at a 4.9 for the stars, and they show the amount of reviews that they have with their average of stars with a blue star. At first glance, I thought they all just had 1 star. I didn't correlate the 4.9 with the 180. It took me a few seconds before I realized they had a lot of stars. They didn't have just 1 star. So the new look threw me off on that part, but take a look at what's beside the actual name of the company and the stars. They are using AI to help paraphrase the section that's next to the business name. So next to this one, they have arborist and tree surgeon that some say provides fair quotes and good value for services like tree trimming, removal, and stump grinding. Now, what's interesting is when this says that some say, to me, it looks like they're pulling it from the reviews. You can check the websites, you can check the reviews, and you can start to get an idea of where they're pulling the data from. And then they're sort of paraphrasing or rewriting it a little bit with their AI. So let's take a look at the Happy Tree Service of Austin. And if you take a look at the reviews and do a search for some of the words like fair. So remember it said arborist and tree surgeon that some say provide fair quotes and good value. If you do a quick search for fair, you start to realize where they're getting some of the paraphrasing from. So they had fair written in 16 of the reviews, and that's the only reviews that I pulled up. There's actually more to pull up, so they probably had fair written in there a lot more. And you have fair estimate, fair and transparent in their quote, a fair estimate, fair, they were more than fair with their bid, a fair price, very fair quote, fair, and work was done very promptly, fair price. So you can see that some of the words really start repeating themselves, and they talk about fair quotes and a good value for their services. So what's becoming apparent is we need to work on how many reviews we have, but also what words are actually repeating within the reviews. The words that are repeating within the reviews become important for what they're going to paraphrase about the company. And it's important because that will help the end user make a buying decision. I've seen some of them say professional, some of them that say free estimate. Whatever is important to you and your industry needs to be repeated in your reviews over and over. Now, of course, you can ask your customers or clients to leave certain items in your reviews, and that helps them formulate what they're going to write about you. In fact, I had someone ask me to say certain things in the review that I was going to leave about the company that I was dealing with. And then he explained to me why it was important to him. And I liked the service that we got. And I enjoyed that he explained it to me, and I could clearly understand what he was trying to say. So when I went to write my review, I did include what he was asking me to include because he did provide those services. I was happy, and I'm more than happy to help a business out when I know it helps them, their bottom line. So what we're repeating in reviews is really important when they paraphrase what others are saying about us. And it always starts with some say, and then paraphrases different words that have repeated within the reviews. Now, this also has changed from day to day. And so the paraphrasing revolves and they have different sets. So it's not always the same thing that you read over and over. For instance, this was from a plumbing company when I did a quick search, and you can see that within the paraphrasing, they're saying plumber, drainage service, and hot water system supplier, which isn't paraphrasing from the reviews, but probably paraphrasing from the categories, and not even paraphrasing. It's just straight up their categories. And then you have with a 4.95 rating from 744 reviews. So then they're adding in what their rating is and how many reviews that they have. So it's important to get your reviews in and make sure you have a large amount that matches what's within your industry. But not only that, that the ratings are doing really well, because to see it paraphrased right here just draws more attention to that area, and the end user is going to use this information to make a buying decision. Now, remember I said it changes, so here's the same search, and they have the paraphrasing that's back that say a plumber that some say was friendly and quick to complete the job. If you take a look at their reviews, you can see that within the reviews, friendly was written 15 times, quick was written 38 times. They had quick, quickly, all kinds of quick different type words. Within this other company, they had friendly written 38 times, professional written 245 times, and their paraphrasing was a plumber that some say was professional and friendly. So it becomes more interesting. They're grabbing words from the reviews, helping them to paraphrase more about the company. And also in some of the paraphrasing, I actually found some where I couldn't find the words in the review. And remember, it doesn't say what some say. So it's saying offers free in-home estimates. It's a fact about the company for replacing bathtub showers and countertops. And this was actually found within their own website. So they're able to pull what you have written on your website. They're able to pull repeating words within your reviews. And sometimes this is absolutely crazy, and it says the strangest thing, because that is how the reviews are written. So for instance, I did a search on a tree service company, and I didn't happen to grab a screenshot, but it said some say identifies trees, and it was absolutely hilarious, because I hope a tree service company would be able to identify trees, but it's only paraphrasing what's written within reviews. And within the reviews, they had something like, helped me and my wife identify trees within our own yard. And that's just something that they grabbed to paraphrase more about the company. So it's very apparent that it's important what's written in the reviews, the words that are repeated within the reviews, and again, what's always been important is your star rating and how many reviews we have. Of course, this is all experimental and changes with time, but I find it really interesting to see what type of data they're pulling, where they're pulling it from, and what are the implications on local businesses, and what areas do we really need to pay attention to. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and be careful what words you're repeating within the reviews. Take a look at your own and see what you have going on. See you in the next video.